Welcome to this tutorial. My name is Ian and I will be taking you through the tutorial. So in this series of tutorials, we're going to be looking at the Excel Copilot. We're going to be understanding how the different features of Excel Copilot work step by step through these tutorials. We're going to kick off the first tutorial there by just looking at what are the features of the different copilots and how do they work. So please make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with all the latest videos. But let's jump into the tutorial. I will see you there. Welcome to this series of tutorials for Excel Copilot. So before we get going with the actual tutorials on using Excel Copilot, I just wanted to do a brief, quick overview of what Copilot is and the different versions of it. So what I've done is I've gone to the Microsoft Copilot splash page. So I've put the web address that I'm using up on the screen for you to use, so you can just copy that down. Now what you will see on the splash page is that you do have a free version of Copilot. However, please note that that version will not work with Excel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to page down a little bit here and we're going to look at a set of features and we're going to see which versions of Copilot you can use with your different Microsoft products. Okay, so I've paged down a little bit and what we've now got is a view of the different versions of Copilot. So I'm going to take a little bit of time just to explain each one and what you get with that. So let's start across here on the free version. So there is no payment for this, and you'll probably find at the moment that this has been rolled out into your Windows 10 or Windows 11. You're probably seeing Copilot appearing. Now what you'll see is that if you go down here is that you can use the standard chat features where you can use text, voice, image capabilities. Also, it'll go and summarize your documents and webs, and you've got image creation as well through the designer. So there's a number of different options that you're working with here. Now this does work a lot with ChatGPT. As you're probably aware, Microsoft does have the partnership with them. So basically it's using a lot of the ChatGPT kind of capabilities in the background. So if you're aware of the different capabilities of ChatGPT, at this time when we're recording this, we had ChatGPT 3.5 and then we had ChatGPT 4. So this is more working with ChatGPT 3.5. Okay, so basically here what you will see on the free version is there's no capability to work with Microsoft apps. So we can't work with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, and all those apps. Now if we move across, you will see that there's two other versions. Now both of these versions do actually work with the Microsoft apps. And this is where we need to have a paid Copilot to be able to work with the Excel Copilot being one of those apps. And the first one that we're looking at here at currently is $20 per month is the Copilot Pro. Now this allows you if you're working as an individual. So if you've got a Microsoft 365 license for your apps and it's just as an individual, you're not part of an organization, you're not part of an enterprise, then for $20 a month, this will now give you the ability to be able to use Copilot in your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, and Outlook. And basically because you're an individual, it means that you're not getting any of the capabilities that would come with the enterprise. So let's move across to the enterprise capability and you'll see for $30 a month, so this is now on the enterprise side, you get all of those features that I've just spoken about. However, they've also incorporated into Microsoft Teams and you'll also see that they now up their data protection. So because they're working with enterprises here, you get much more of an enterprise data protection plan that goes with this. Also, you get the Microsoft Graph. Now what this really means is that within your enterprise, it's going to use the documents and spreadsheets and all the contents that's being created within your Microsoft 365. And it will be able to go through this and it'll be able to use its AI capability in addition to what you're doing just with your apps itself. So basically it's giving you an additional level, but that's only useful if you're actually working in an enterprise or organization. Because if you're working by yourself, well then you've just got your own notes and your own information, which the Pro version will be using. So when it comes to this series of tutorials, I'm actually just going to be using the Copilot Pro version. I'm going to be using this just on an individual Microsoft 365. But please be aware if your organization has given you access to the enterprise version, then you do get a little bit extra to what you would with the Copilot Pro. However, when it comes to what it can do in the Word, Excel, and what we're going to cover in this tutorial, basically it's exactly the same between the two versions. Really the AI capabilities in the enterprise side is much more around enterprise storage and capabilities about being able to go through that content and make sense of it and be able to use that. So hopefully that makes sense and that you're understanding. But the key part about it, if you're following this series of tutorials that we're doing here, is that you do need the Copilot Pro to be able to use this. Okay, I'm going to conclude the tutorial there. I will see you in the next one.